Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Casey Dobson. I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Can I just say right now that this is about 2 more inches and I will be Santa Claus? This beard game is strong. I probably need to cut it. And I'm also growing my hair out. Walker, coming for that mullet game that you've got. Okay. What are we talking about? Week 9. Boom. That's why you're all gathered here this evening. All of you are here. All your beautiful faces. I see you all. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Week 9. Let's recap it. It got interesting. Let's put it that way. Let's get into it. Week 9 had two count 'em dose matchups of the week, and we will recap those like I've been doing towards the end. Hitman versus Red Sox Nation. Let's start there. Jason trying to rise back up slowly but surely, getting denied by Patrick the Hitman. I really feel like I was his jumping off point. I like to congratulate myself and say to myself, self, you brung a newbie to the top 6 and it doesn't look like he's going away. And it's like, how is he doing it? Hitman, how are you doing it with names like Jeff McNeil and Austin Hayes? Maybe with this guy named Corey freaking Seager last week, 7 runs, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Welcome back off the injured list. But again, how are you doing it with just that? Aaron Judge, that's the guy. That's his name. He goes day to day after, running into a fence. Oh man, before this podcast, I wanted to watch that Royce Lewis collision. I hear it's epic. I haven't seen it yet. Red Sox Nation recently acquired one Bichette. Got rid of Trey Turner, said, "C'est la vie. I'm tired of you, Trey Turner. First round pick ain't done shit." Marcus Simeon and Alex Bregman, big numbers for them this week. Adolis Garcia, who saw that guy coming? And it was close. Look at the ERA and the strikeouts between these two. So, Jason, hold your head up high in the pitching categories. You weren't really destroyed there, except in quality starts. You fell short by 2 wins, 4 Ks, .03 in the ERA, and .10 in the which. Goodness. But in the offense, you kind of fell short, except for runs, kind of close in home runs. Average and OBP were, Jason. It was just so close. So close. But we don't play for so close. We play for wins in categories, and you're falling short, sir. But he made a trade, so maybe that'll turn his life around. Bo Bichette's been doing what Trey Turner was supposed to do, right? Am I right? 8-4, the Hitman remain in the top 6. 56, 50, and 2 is his record. Let's move on. Rayford Peaches faced a swing and low ding dong Eric Croft. Eric was like, "I'm coming out. I want the world to know that I am Eric Croft." Bitch, you almost lost, okay? Eric's like, "I won 8-3. I won every batting category." You should be concerned, sir. Rayford Peaches was 1 home run shy, 3 RBI shy, and both y'all were competing for the lowest batting average, apparently. But whatever. Again, what did I just say? We don't, we play for categories. But one freaking strikeout separated the two. They tied in wins. Quality starts was very close. Save plus holds. All we heard last week was, "Man, I got to go up against Casey's entire pitching staff because he traded every single look at all these names. Da 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 da." Bitch, you had mine too. Names like Max Scherzer, Chris Bassett, Kevin Gausman. You even picked up Nestor Cortez, who was once on her team, and he gave you enough strikeouts for you to actually, I don't know, win that category and tie in wins. Shut up, you big baby. The Mike Soroka experiment is probably over, not just at a fantasy level, but probably at a major league level. Poor guy. Got to throw strikes, bro. That's really what you got to do when you're a pitcher. What do I know, though? Anyways, more on that later. Put a pin in that. Put a pin in the what do I know? Because I've got some exciting thing to share with you guys. So moving on, Rayford Peaches falls 8-3, thus putting her or leaving her or putting her in the 11th spot. I don't remember. I don't know if she was there and she stayed there. I don't remember. Anyways, Bucketheads versus McCollin 25. This one was close, and Brian is like, I'm not giving up. It's fit to be the eye of the tiger. I'm sorry, Eric and Ray. I didn't actually break down your like star players or whatever, but we're moving on. McCollin 25 and Bucketheads. McCollin once in the top 6, still hanging out. He had a pretty good little turnout. Jonathan India. I mean, there's a name, right? I mean, and then there's this guy named Shohei Ohtani, doing Shohei Ohtani things. And there's this guy named Jake Fraley, who apparently is a name. He's a household name. And that's about it. Excuse me, guys. Whew, goodness. I said excuse me. But this one was a close matchup, very balanced between the two teams. Balanced as in like who was going to have the higher ERA and lose that category and whip. But this was close, and Bucketheads came up short. 6-5 final score. There was another matchup that was 6-5. Woo, look at that. Bryce Miller. He gone. Jalen Beeks. Is that Jalen Beeks? John Beeks? What's his name? Is it Jalen? Jalen, yeah. He should be gone. 40. Good Lord. Shohei Ohtani did not do Shohei Ohtani pitcher things, apparently. Anybody see that Shohei Ohtani and Pablo Lopez, 7.50, 9.53? Anybody want to guess where those two pitchers came from? Oh, that's right. One Christopher Walker. And we're moving on, Brian. You'll learn as you stick around. If you stick around, you don't trade with Walker. He has an agenda. Okay? And that agenda is to sell so fucking high. Okay? Here are those players, sell as high as possible and then capitalize. Okay? Whenever Christopher Walker reaches out to you, that's not good. By the way, I just need to throw this out there. Fernando, Patrick, get a fucking symbol or a picture, okay? What the hell? All right? Help us out. What are we doing here with this generic shit? Do better. Moving on to the other matchup that ended 6-5. I've said it enough. I really can't say it anymore. I fucking hate Sundays. I just hate it. I hate it. It's the worst day of the week. It's a day before the work week decides to just screw you. And it's also the day that screws you fantasy wise. Why, you may ask? Because you're sitting there idly waiting for runs or for a hit. I mean, Freddie freaking Freeman, bro, you're the number two baseball hitter. And now you have a stiff neck when you're playing against the Yankees. Really convenient for you to just be able to go and, oh, I don't know, drop a deuce 1 for 14 against the Yankees, all because you got a sick or a little neck problem. Put some steroids in there and let's go. And then, of course, I mean, yay. Is it the baseball gods or whatever? But Liam Hendricks gets a win on National Cancer Survivor Day. I don't need you to get a win, bro. I need you to get a save or hold. Okay, but congratulations on the win. Has anybody ever heard of a guy named Jonah Heim? I sure have, because that sorry sack of poo put up 12 RBIs, batted 409. Then, not to mention, his twin brother Ronald Acuna Jr. did Ronald Acuna Jr. things with 4 stolen bases. Thank the heavens above that Freddie, Whit Merrifield, and Spencer Steer recently acquired decided they were going to steal some bases. Thank you, Nick Castellanos, for doing some things. Hey, thank you for food. This podcast is brought to you by Baked Spaghetti with mozzarella cheese put on the top. I love how Nick Castellanos goes. I think the stat was he went 7. He was on base like, what was it? What is this? I mean, look at all of this dude's hits. He goes 3 for 3, nobody drives him in. 4 for 5, he got 2 runs. Why? Because he drove himself in because they were called home runs. 1 for 4, nobody drives him in. Another day, 3 for 5, nobody drives him in. And 1 for 1 right now. And it appears nobody's going to drive him in. But Kyle Schwarber loves to hit home runs when other people are on base. I don't know where Kyle Schwarber bats, but I'm pretty sure it's behind Nick Castellanos. If I was the, I don't know, coach of the Phillies, I'd be putting Kyle Schwarber's fat ass, dead ass last. Whatever. Thank you, Nick Castellanos, for showing up and playing baseball. The rest of your team just fucking forgot how to hit. But thankfully, I had some people show up and play baseball. Nate Lowe got traded. Melendez got traded or dropped. I can't remember what I did with his ass. I feel like I spend too much time on my matchup. I'm sorry, guys. I should move on. Let's move on to the matchups of the week. Rally Monkeys, bench warmers. This is a family affair. Josh said, "No, sir, you can't hang out with me and be my friend or be my cousin or my." I always forget what you guys are. Is Josh? That is your uncle, right? Pretty sure. Comment, questions, comment. Rally Monkeys did damage with 31 ribbies. My gosh, Josh, have the fastest team on the face of the earth. Ray thought it was her. Apparently it's you. And I'm going up against you this week? 14 stolen bases? Jesus. 3 from Marte, 3 from Rodriguez, 3 from Yelich, 3 from Franco, 2 from Horner. Lord have mercy. That's going to be a stat I've already just pooched. Is pooched even a word? I don't know. Pooched, not poached. Yep. This podcast is brought to you by Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. It's summertime. 4 batting categories went bench warmers' way. And what, like Walker's like, he's going to just comment and say, look, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's close. It was close. It was back and forth. I watched that. You too, with your pitching staff, a 4, it's so hard to just say that, Rally Monkeys is dealing with a high ERA, but I really don't care. I'm really happy to see names like Luis Severino and Joe Ryan and Aaron Nola shit the bed for you. It brings me joy. I'm sorry. It's good to see Taj Bradley just, awesome. That's awesome. Then Sandy Alcantara and Logan Gilbert hiked up Josh's ERA. Cool. But yeah, can't get it done, can you there, Rally Monkeys? But he jumps to second place anyway, 7-4. is the final score. And the biggest matchup of the week, the one that left us with a goose egg, 11-0. It almost ended up being 12-0, but Shane came and swooped in and got himself a nice little W from a relief pitcher. But no, this one wasn't even close. 36, 14, 29, 7, 253, 317. Those are the batting stats to 24, 4, 16, 5, 194, 278. And then on the flip side, they tied in wins 3 apiece. This one was a little close in the strikeouts, 43 to 55. Not close in the ERA, 4.60 to 211. 1.49 in the whip to 107. Close in quality starts. Nick won by 1. Close in saves. Nick wins by 1. But that bats. Where were your bats, bro? You got Varsho, Olson, Gorman, Springer. Everybody else was quiet as the grave. Then on the flip side, my Lord, this is a fantasy team. Realmuto, Altuve, Bobby Witt, Kyle Tucker, Jordan Alvarez, Corbin Carroll, Mookie Betts. Wonder where you got that guy from. And those names alone, Lord have mercy. Corbin Carroll has kicked it into high gear. It's so funny because earlier in the season, his ass would have got dropped. Look at that. Patient Nick. Wonder why. That's probably why he's the champion. He's the champ. Got some good little Zach Gallen. Sorry he lost yesterday against my relief pitcher. That's another thing. Oh my gosh. In my matchup. Sitting there watching the Braves game. 5-4. Castro on the hump. Eddie Rosario. He's gone 0 for 4 on the day. I know it's bases loaded, but do we have to serve up a meatball of a fastball right down Main Street for Eddie Rosario, who that's all he does is mash meatballs? Thanks a lot, Willie Castro, you ass. Cost me a category. I could have tied at least. I'm going to have to change my in parentheses team. It's not Choking D's Nuts Shane's bitch. It's the Pokenis's bitch. I'm Nick's biggest bitch. I think that made sense. I don't know. Anyways, those are your matchups of the week. That was week 9. Now we're on to double digits. Week 10. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. How you doing? This is a big week. Why? Because all top 6 teams are facing off against each other. So, without further ado, I can't just, sit idly by and say that these teams are, I have to pick one. No, we're all your matchups of the week. Drop it like it's fought against Hitman. Trip Abilities versus Rally Monkeys. Choking D's Nuts versus Benchwarmers. Let's go. I didn't even get a crack out of that. That was stupid. Let me do my own sound effects. There we go. I cracked my knuckles. Did you hear? I did over 1,000. Anyways, those are your matchups of the week. It's awesome. Let me see. My money's going to go to Nick. Shane is going to bounce back. And Josh, you got it. It's yours. The W for you. Here you go. Who wanted you to W? Stupid. Then the other 3 matchups, Mandalorians versus Buckethead. Somebody's got to get out of that rut down there. I don't know. I don't know who to pick in that matchup. After getting throat slammed on a Sunday by Scott, you get my vote. Ray for Peaches versus McCollin 25. This is kind of a family affair. Brother-in-law, sister-in-law. Ray for Peaches. Go, go, go. Let's see what she's got. And Jason versus Eric. Ooh, this is a good matchup too. Both these guys trying to get out of the slums. Excuse me, guys. Lightning Kugels apparently makes me burp. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe the acquisition of Bo Bichette makes the difference. Be interesting to watch. These two teams are trying to get back into relevancy. Depending on how bad Josh beats my ass, they might actually be relevant after this week. Let's look at the league. Standings are as follows. Knicks, number one. Number two is Rally Monkeys. Number three is Benchwarmers. I am number four. Five is Trippin' Billy. Six is the Hitman. Right behind us, 4.5 games back is Fernando. 5 games back is Eric. 8.5 games back is Jason. After that, my math just really starts to suck. Bucketheads is, oh no, my math is good here. Bucketheads, you're 13 games back from being out of sixth place. Ray for Peaches is 13 and a half. And 28, 29, 30, 31. As 21 games. Is that right? 21 and a half games. Woo! All right. Ah, goodness. Only a half game back from fifth place is Hitman, and 2.5 games back is Shane from me and myself and Benchwarmers. How convenient. We're both tied. Neato. And we're only a half game back from Rally Monkeys. See, that's why that fucking win just sucks. But pulling away big time is one Nick. Screw you, Nick. It's just not good. Anyways, all right. I told you guys to put a pin in it because I had something I wanted to share with you guys. I would like you to, after you watch this video, which no one's going to watch this video except maybe Walker and Shane. And Nick's going to enjoy it as well because she has to watch it. But, anyways, I am, what's the phrase? I am entering into a new realm within the stratosphere of that which is 1010XL and 92.5 FM. So I have set out on my own little venture. It was an idea that I actually pitched and came up with and presented to the staff and management crew at 1010XL. And I got approved. I got the green light. And I am happy to say that video number one will and should air this Wednesday. And what I mean by air is they have their own YouTube channel where they post several videos from going out and hanging out with the Jacksonville Jaguars to going to doing certain things and events that they host. Well, my video will actually be posted to that very same page along with Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And in this new venture, I'm going to be going to high schools and participating with athletes of a specific sport. For example, I hung out with a couple of weeks ago Ponte Vedra Beach High School's boys lacrosse team. The whole idea behind this video is I'd never played sports growing up rather other than like little league and the occasional pickup basketball game, and but I didn't participate in high school sports. So there's a lot of sports out there, all of them, in fact, that I really don't know a lot that goes into certain aspects of it. Like, for instance, how to play lacrosse, how to cradle the ball inside the netting of their sticks, which is actually what it's called. So I am going out to these schools or these sporting practices, or not an event, but I'm hanging out with athletes, high school athletes, and I'm going to have them educate me, show me a little bit to do with their sport, and then I'm going to then act out what I learned. I'm going to try to see if just in that short period of time, I'm quick enough to pick up on certain aspects of what they showed me. Now, the first video, I will be honest, it was our first video. The lovely Ray actually filmed it that day, and the concept was um, the pitch idea came back with the management team at the radio station making me believe that I was going to be given almost 10 to 20 minutes, basically like a video length, like I do here, 25 minutes. Now, obviously, I wasn't going to put all that in there, but I was led to believe that I was going to have an extended amount of time past 2 minutes. Well, that was kind of shot down because apparently we all have the attention span of a squirrel. So they're like, all right, so the first video that myself and my buddy David edited, we made it about a 7-minute long video, which wasn't too bad. There were some parts where it could have got edited. Well, I sent that in and they're like, this is great, but it's too long. You need to get it down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I'm like, what? So I came up with this. Well, excuse me, Ray, the lovely Ray, pitched the idea to me. She's like, hey, why don't you put the extended versions, the ones that you guys get more content, create your own YouTube page and post what you want on there, and they can put what they want to associate with 1010XL on their own YouTube page. And I'm like, hey, that's a great idea because I'm trying to build my own brand, my own me. And I don't feel like that an entire practice can be condensed into 2 minutes and 20 seconds because there's a lot more that we did and that we're going down with. So, what I'm getting at is please, I will post in the chat. Go to this new YouTube page that I myself am hosting. You'll see that there we actually have some sponsors and shit, I forgot to give David that sponsorship money. I suck. I knew I was missing out on something. No, I was I'll tell you later. Sorry, we're having a conversation. Anyways, I actually have some sponsors. A couple of businesses that are on my route. I've pitched them the idea a lot better than I'm pitching it to you now, and they were on board. They're like, "Hey, I'd love to buy in. I'd love to sponsor you." So they have some links that are associated with the page. So I'm trying to make it look professional, but I've also put a little bit of Casey spin on it because guys, those that know me know that I have got my own personality thing going on. It's been working for me. Okay. So, anyways, if you guys wouldn't mind, I would love to get a lot of subscribers. I would love to, showcase these kids and what they're doing because I really feel like that being a student athlete is very important. And it's also, there's a grind to it. I myself have two kids now that are involved in sports outside of, well, one of them's involved in a high school sport and one of them's involved in karate. Congratulations, Harley, on black belt. 3 claps is what you get them. But yeah, so the link will be in our league page, and the page is called We Got Something Here because the video podcast, or not podcast, the video series that is on 1010XL that should air this Wednesday is going to be called Show Me Something Nugan. For those of you that don't know, if you are a listener of 1010XL 92.5 FM here in Jacksonville or across the world, you are identified as a Googan. So I've identified the younger generation as Nugans. They are Nugans. They are new to listening to sports talk radio, which a lot of them probably don't listen to sports talk radio. And this is another way to try to include them into listening to sports talk radio. You get it. We're building a brand. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's also including them in the sports world. So again, if you wouldn't mind, go to that page, find it. I've got the link, and it should post the extended version and the shorter version to it this Wednesday once we get the okay, we're posting it from everyone else because these people, they don't want it to be put out until it gets, so it's a big deal. So without further ado, I want to appreciate you guys. If you do jump in there, make sure, do it like anything else. If you like it, if you want it to get some traction, if you want to help me out, send it on down the road. Tell somebody else, tell them to subscribe, send it to your people, put it on your Facebook, whatever it is. Let's build this thing, blow it up. I don't care. I just got wrapped up doing another one. I can't really, I mean, I can tell you a little bit about it, but it was awesome. I went out and got taught about some fast pitch softball from a lovely young lady named Grace at Episcopal High School today. We did that. So I've got to upload some videos and send it on down the road so we can splice it up and get it all good and set up. So, anyways, that wasn't really what you came here for. What you came here for was for me to say these words. Y'all have a great week, and I will see you next week. All right. So, without further ado, uh, I just said everything. Enjoy your week 10 matchups. We got 3 matchups of the week, and that's all I got. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye. End stream, and your stream will stop immediately, and you will no longer be live. End it. Bye bye.